hell? Fuck is that? Our future.
This was the moment that changed the future of not only the life of Franklin Saint, but the life of everyone that had some kind of connection with him. His mom, father, friends, girlfriend, associates, and even innocent people, all for the worse. The story of how an intelligent teenager grew out to be one of the biggest drug dealers of crack cocaine in the world. But Franklin Saint's story is far from your average rags to riches stories. That's why we're gonna dive deep into the psychology of Franklin and why I think he's one of the most interesting characters in fiction history. This is the evil trial of Franklin Saint.
Okay, front me a key. And I'll turn it around quick.
We start the story of Snowfall in 1983 South Central Los Angeles. Here we meet Franklin Saint, a 19-year-old black teenager who is already acting older than his age. But despite his age, Franklin carries himself with ambition and confidence that sets him apart. We see him working at a grocery store, a job that, while modest, gives us an early look into his character traits.
I'm leaving her here. And look, I'm getting paid to learn how to run a business. Cho, don't sweat me. Rather do things when I want and how I want and get paid more at some office job and eat shit. That ain't what I'm after.
Oh, so you are after something.
Fucking right.
And what's that?
Freedom. Freedom from all of it.
Franklin may just be starting out, but deep down he knows he's destined for greatness. He just needs the right opportunity to unlock it. And that opportunity comes when his friend Rob tells him about a connection to Avi, a man who provides him with cocaine. This moment marks Franklin's first real introduction to the world of cocaine, but also the beginning of a journey into a darker, more dangerous world that will define his life.
How do I know you're not just gonna take my kilo and disappear?
Stealing from you gets me a one-time payday and a lifetime of looking over my shoulder. But if I move the key and bring you back the cash, I got a friend for life.
You got one day to bring me $12,000.
One day?
At this early stage, his character is tested in ways that will shape his future. He's jumped and robbed for the money he just earned, a brutal introduction into the world of drug dealing. After finding out who is behind the robbery, Franklin is faced with a difficult decision to take someone's life. Even though Franklin can't bring himself to do it, showcasing his internal conflict and revealing the challenges that will come with his new life, this incident, though painful, signals the reality of obstacles he will face in the future. At this point, Franklin is trying to hold on to his humanity, but it's clear that the game he's entered doesn't allow room for weakness, showing that this is only a small taste of what's to come. But the true turning point comes when Franklin meets Swim, a man who will change the course of his entire life. After witnessing some dealers selling a new drug called crack cocaine, Franklin decides to learn more. Swim agrees to teach him how to make crack, showing Franklin the ropes of his new highly profitable product. With this shift in product, Franklin's path towards success in the drug world accelerates. Crack cocaine is cheaper, more addictive and far more lucrative than regular cocaine, which gives Franklin the ability to scale his operation quickly. This marks a pivotal moment in his journey, the moment he truly starts to make a name for himself. As he steps deeper into the drug game, we begin to see Franklin's transformation. He's becoming someone much darker, someone willing to do whatever it takes to rise to the top. Power is one of the most important concepts in Snowfall. The series constantly shows levels of power, who holds it, who think they hold it, and who is ultimately above everyone else. No matter how high someone climbs, there's always a higher power at play. But what is power exactly in the social context? Well, power can be defined as the capacity to influence or control others, to exert force or achieve one's goal. Up until this point, Franklin is the one with power. His authority comes with two things: the money and his product. He controls supply, distribution, and territory. People depend on him, fear him, and follow him. But that sense of control is challenged the moment Franklin comes into contact with someone far more powerful than any street-level dealer. The character that changes everything is Teddy McDonald. Teddy represents true power in Snowfall. Not street power, not money power, but state power. Franklin gets to know him as Reed Thompson, but in reality, Teddy is a CIA officer. He supplies Franklin with cocaine, not for personal gain, but to secretly fund a US-backed war in Nicaragua. This connects Franklin's local drug operation to global politics and Cold War strategy. But maybe this deal is exactly what Franklin thinks he wants: unlimited access to cocaine, a cheaper price than any other supplier, and protection from law enforcement through the government. From Franklin's perspective, this feels like an ultimate level up. But this deal comes at a devastating cost. Because crack cocaine is cheap, highly addictive, and now easy to distribute, allowing Franklin to expand faster than ever before, but the damage becomes undeniable. Franklin becomes directly responsible for the hundreds of lives he destroyed in his own neighborhood and the collapse of people close to him, including friends and loved ones. What makes this even darker is that Franklin is fully aware of it. He sees the consequences but chooses the power anyway. This marks a shift as Franklin is no longer surviving the system, he's actively feeding it. At the same time, Franklin is dealing with Andre White, a police officer who's determined to bring him down. Andre is also the father of Mel, a girl that Franklin is romantically involved with. Andre represents something that Franklin rapidly is losing: his moral authority. In one of their conversations, Andre asks Franklin a question which gives us an idea what Franklin thinks of his situation.
Now this rock that you're selling, it's got a special hold. It ain't weed or sherm. It's doing real damage out there. And I think you know it. So my question to you is, how you sleeping at night, son?
Like a baby.
Andre doesn't have Franklin's money. He doesn't have influence, but he has something Franklin can't control, and that's moral clarity. As Andre becomes more of a threat to Franklin's operation, Franklin decides to confront him. Armed in Franklin's own home, Franklin claims his intention is only to scare Andre into leaving the neighborhood. Andre made it clear that he wasn't going anywhere and that he wouldn't stop until Franklin was caught.
I put in 18 years out of my 20, and I'm not gonna let you run me away and destroy this community. So you wanna play cops and robbers? Okay, we can do that.
There's no turning back anymore at that point. This is Franklin's second kill. The first one was never meant to happen. Franklin shot his best friend Kevin in the leg while trying to stop him from starting a war with the Mexicans, which resulted in Franklin later dying from his injuries. That moment was framed as an accident. Andre's death is not. Together, these moments show that Franklin is now willing to kill if it means protecting the business. Not out of emotion, not out of rage, but out of calculation. This behavior points to something deeper. When we look at Franklin Saint through the lens of dark personality traits, I would say he aligns mostly with Machiavellianism. This mindset is defined by planning, emotional distance, and the belief that results matter more than morality. Andre's death shows this clearly. Franklin doesn't act out of anger or panic. He goes to Andre's house with a goal: remove a threat. When fear doesn't work and Andre refuses to back down, Franklin makes a decision. The killing isn't emotional, it's deliberate. In that moment, power matters more than right or wrong. A human life becomes a problem to solve in order to keep control. This is Machiavellism thinking in action, where actions are judged by outcomes, not ethics. Franklin doesn't lose himself here. He proves what he has become. We are entering a phase where Franklin Saint is at the height of his power. He is now widely seen as a drug kingpin. After dealing with the rival gangs and challenges that came his way, Franklin's journey through the drug trade has pushed him to the top, but it has also led him down a dark path. He has become desensitized through violence, and as we see in his interactions with Manboy, Franklin's emotion towards death and killing have hardened. The empathy and morality that he had in season 1 have now seemed to be faded. Franklin is no longer just an ambitious man trying to escape poverty. He is now the head figure of a criminal world, and the toll on his humanity is undeniable. Time passes and Franklin's life evolves. He has now a new girlfriend, Veronique, with a baby on the way, marking the shift from his chaotic life as a dealer to a man with more personal stakes. But even as he moves into a more stable family life, Franklin remains stuck in the drug game. Despite his success as a drug kingpin, Franklin is thinking long term. He invests some of his wealth into real estate, recognizing that the drug game is not a permanent career. This move highlights Franklin's intelligence, but it also foreshadows the fact that his desires for wealth and power will ultimately consume him, no matter how much he tries to secure a legitimate future. While Franklin is at top, his relationships begin to suffer. One of the most significant emotional blows for Franklin comes when Jerome and Louis, his closest family members and business partners, decide to break away. This is not just a personal betrayal, but a professional one as well. They were there from the start, Franklin's original support system. Now they have left his side and have begun their operation independently, creating new competition and problems for Franklin. Jerome, who had been with Franklin since day one, no longer wants to be part of the violence and chaos that the drug trade brings. Louis, ever ambitious, finds her own path, causing a fracture in the family and their business empire. Then we have Leon. Franklin's relationship with Leon is also deteriorating. After accidentally killing Sully's child, a rival gangster, Leon becomes tired with the drug game and he wants out, choosing instead to make a difference in the community and go on a spiritual journey. He eventually travels to Ghana, where he tries to rediscover himself. Leon's departure represents another loss from Franklin. Not just a business ally, but a friend who stood by him through everything. And at last we have Sissy. Franklin's mother, Sissy, has always been wary of the path Franklin has taken, but her concerns grow as she witnessed the toll the drug game is taken on their family. As Franklin becomes more entranced into the world of crime, Sissy, worry turns more and more vocal. She tries to interfere and pull Franklin away from the drug game, but her attempts don't work. She sees what Franklin is becoming, someone increasingly lost to power, money and violence. But with all these setbacks, Franklin takes a step back and evaluates his life. For the first time, he seriously considers what he's lost. He sees the wealth, his relationship with Veronique, his upcoming child, and his life flashing before him. He knows that he has it all, but he also knows that the game has already cost him dearly. In a powerful moment, Franklin tells Teddy that he is done with the game. He acknowledged that it's been a good run, but now he has the money, the family, and most importantly, his life. It's time to step away before it all falls apart. Franklin shakes Teddy's hand, signaling the end of his involvement in the drug game, and this feels like the ultimate success. He's exiting while he still can, retiring as a wealthy and successful man with his future intact.
Listen to me, you cracker motherfucker. Listen to me, okay? If I don't have that money in 24 hours, I promise to God that I will devote every second I have on this green earth to making sure you and everybody you care about suffers. Do you understand me?
As much as we, as viewers, may have hoped for a clean, happy ending, the betrayal that comes next is something Franklin never saw coming. In a shocking twist, Franklin is robbed of $73 million, the fortune that was meant to be his ticket to freedom. And in a single moment, everything he worked for disappears. Franklin isn't just broke, he has been stripped of the one thing that justified all the sacrifices he made along the way. Just imagine entering the drug game at just 90 years old, watching yourself slowly become someone you don't recognize. The sacrifices, the bodies, the relationships destroyed. Franklin became a monster on the way up. But with $73 million waiting for him at the finish line, it almost made the journey feel worth it. And then the person who he worked with to make this happen, who he trusted, reveals it was all a lie. He was being played this entire time. Nothing is left, not even dignity. Power lost, but a new obsession born. We see immediately what this does to Franklin. It wasn't just the money that was taken from him, it was the power. And in Franklin's mind, power is identity. Without it, he is nothing. From this point forward, Franklin becomes obsessed with getting it back, no matter the cost. Franklin first turns to Louis, asking for help. But Louis is now aligned with Teddy and has deliberately distanced herself from Franklin. Feeling betrayed and desperate, Franklin makes a choice that permanently fractures his family. He robs Louis and Jerome for approximately $3.4 million. This moment is crucial. It shows that Franklin has now chosen money over his own blood. With the family torn apart, Sissy is desperate to stop the violence. She tries to make peace. She arranges a meeting between Franklin and Jerome, hoping to repair what's been broken.
Try to give you legacy. Something more than a subwoofer and a weight bench. And if you hadn't let yourself get played by that trick you married, you might have.
Fuck you think you talking?
Nothing is resolved. The damage is already done and the war continues. Eventually, Louis is kidnapped, forcing Franklin and Jerome to work together one last time. They succeed in rescuing her, but the victory comes at an unbearable cost. Jerome is killed and Franklin breaks down. This is one of the most emotionally devastating deaths in the entire series. Jerome wasn't just Franklin's uncle, he was his father figure, his protector, the person who stood by him when no one else did. To have their relationship end in bloodshed and then watch Jerome die because of choices Franklin himself made completely breaks him. Franklin acts like this was always meant to happen.
He was my blood, alright? And I love him. But he never should have broke away from us.
But the truth is clear, he never wanted this. The love was still there, and this loss hits harder than any other. After Jerome's death, something inside Franklin dies with him. From this point on, Franklin becomes truly heartless, crossing the final line. With nothing left to lose, Franklin turns his focus back to Teddy. He kidnaps Teddy's father. This moment marks Franklin's darkest transformation. Up until this point, every kill Franklin committed could have been rationalized by business threats, survival, necessity, but this time the victim is completely innocent. Franklin gains nothing from this murder. It is done purely to cause pain. The contrast is haunting. In season 1, Franklin couldn't even kill someone that stole from him, making Leon do the job. Now, in the final season, he murders someone's father without any remorse. This is not survival anymore, this is cruelty. Eventually, Franklin captures Teddy himself. Franklin is torturing Teddy, trying to break him to get his money back. And we get to hear from Teddy why he really did what he did.
Did you take my fucking money? You should take your fucking money! What?
It's my cocaine, and it's my operation. I made you what you are. Everything you have is because I allow you to have it.
During this moment, Franklin finally understands the truth. Teddy never cared about him. From the very beginning, Franklin was nothing more than a tool, a disposable asset used to fund a war. The entire relationship was manipulation. Despite this realization, Franklin still tries to compromise. He agrees to split the money, half for him, half for Teddy. They plan to transfer the money in broad daylight at a public phone station. For the first time in a long time, Franklin has hope. And then comes the final betrayal, the ultimate loss. Just moments before the transfer is completed, Sissy shoots Teddy dead. Franklin watches as his last chance to $36.5 million disappears forever. In this moment, Franklin loses everything. His money, his power, his family, his future. Sissy is arrested. Franklin visits her occasionally, but she sees what he's becoming. A man spiraling out of control.
What kind of fucking mother are you? You're not gonna fucking talk to me? Huh? This is all your fucking fault. You ended my fucking life.
After everything I fucking did for you, you're not gonna fucking talk to me. You did this to me.
You ended my fucking life. And Teddy should have blown your fucking head off.
A sad ending to their relationship, as Franklin, before the drug game, always had a good relationship with his mother. Just for it to end like this is heartbreaking. Franklin's descent accelerates. He starts drinking, and Veronique leaves him, taking his unborn child and the last of his money with her. Years pass. Eventually, Leon finally comes back to his neighborhood. A different man finds Franklin, now homeless, drunk and barely recognizable. The once brilliant Kingpin is now a shell of the man he used to be. They share one final conversation.
I'm free. Free from all of it. My fucking way, not yours, and not theirs.
They go their separate ways. Franklin Sane doesn't die at the end of Snowfall. He lives and he is finally free, not because he's won, but because there was nothing left to lose.